In my school days, I wanted to be a hosteler. I wanted to be a boarder. Why? Because I wanted to be independent. And that's how once you enter a boarding school, you become master of yourself. You become more independent. And once you are independent, you have dilemmas, that crossroads you can say, that how I perform now, because now I am on my own. These teachers are there. The brother is there. They are the checks. And I am telling you, throughout your life, you will be under checks, under guidance of somebody or else. And even if you see the topmost, even the Prime Minister of India, he is also answerable to the public. Though he is the Prime Minister, but in a democratic country like India, he is answerable to the public. The same holds correct for you as well. Once you are independent, you are answerable to your peers also, your teachers also, because they are judging you, and for yourself also. Now, once you are independent, how will you go? How will you perform? So that is the time. You are in 12th class, some of the students, they go out of the school this year, and some of them will come to the 12th class. So those students who are going out from 12th class, they were leaders here, but they will become junior most next, because whether they go to IITs, they go to medical colleges, they become juniors. So this experience which you have gained here will help you here. When I was a scholar like you in my school, in my 11th class, captain, why? Because 12th class is, I said, you study and become the house captain. So in 11th class, I become house captain, and in 12th also, I was the house captain. So that was the only academic year when 11th class student was house captains. They were house captains. But why I am telling you this thing, that we have to create opportunities in your hand. Whenever you are given chance, just grab it, because then only you will show yourself your caliber to your juniors also, and those who are judging you. So, and see, I was focused on studies also. It's not like that I was very bad in studies and I became a leader there or house captain there. So whatever. And house captains, I don't know how the house runs here, but in our school, the house captain had the responsibility of everything which their house was performing. So whenever there is no one to go on stage, I used to take that opportunity, okay, I go to the stage, whatever will be the contest, whatever is the competition, I take it head on. So that's how I developed this habit of coming on stage. Because you see, stage fear is seen in many of the students. Even those students who are sitting here, some of you are not very comfortable with the stage. And I'm telling you, it's very easy just to go and talk. What am I doing? I'm just talking to you. And be more interactive whenever you are on stage, and whatever is topic which is given to you, just speak on that. And see, if you are reading well, if you are open to ideas, you will gather information, and that's how you will percolate it down while you are on stage. That's the same thing which I am doing. And I have good association with St. George's School, because one of my friends is from St. George's School, and a very close friend is IAS here, and a good friend of mine, and we did 3 postings together. This is the first time that we are separated. He is in Kumaon, I am in Kadwal. Otherwise, most of the postings we did together. So St. George's, this association is there. In my hostel also, there were many students who were from St. George's College. I did my graduation from Delhi University. So in Delhi University, many students are from St. George's College. So when I entered my college hostel, so what our seniors, they have the habit to ask, give your intro. So it must have happened with you also, the juniors. that you give your introduction. And the introduction, I never knew how to give introduction. I just said, here, my name is Janmejaya Khanduri. I am from this place. Bola, this is your introduction. I said, yeah, that's what I know about myself. They said, no. You give your introduction started from your childhood, where you are born, where your schooling were, how many schools you have attended, what you did, what you that. So that's how I learned how to give your introduction. So when brother asked me that you just give your profile to us, he gave my profile. So once I was in my hostel, I was like nowhere, because the students were from any places. Some were from Bihar, some were from Uttar Pradesh, some were from Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and North Indian states most. So I was nowhere. I had no godfathers there. So I thought that how will I survive? So I started interacting with people. I started interaction with all my seniors, my peer group, but I have never made friends. Still, my daughters, I have 2 daughters, they asked me, Papa, you don't have any friend. I said, my profession is my friend. And you see, once you grow, people will come and go from your life. How can you keep so many people attached to you? So whenever somebody comes for help, you can help them. But for helping them, you should be somebody who can help. And how you will become that once you be more focused. When I was in my college, when I was in my hostel, I was focused that I want to be a civil servant. So they asked me, introduce yourself. What do you want to be? I want to be civil servant. They said, if you become civil servant, whole of our college will become civil servant. I said, what can I do? That's how you perceive me. So people are there. They are called sharks. They want to feed on you. They want to suppress you. So it happens in all the fields of your life. There are people who will suppress you. But your quality is how to overcome that pressure. So I said, okay, if everybody will become civil servant, then I'll be happy that I'll have friends all over, because we all will become civil servants. Though I was good in studies, but that's how our seniors, they did that. But I never get influenced, I never get affected by that. I did whatever I wanted to do. It hardly means that I didn't do anything else. I played also, and I was the captain of my college football team also. I represented my college in the university's football league, and I was selected for the university football team also. So I represented my university also. So whoever sees that if you are into sports, you cannot be good in studies, that's a myth. So all-rounder can do anything, and if you are open, you can do whatever you want to do. But that's how you can do that. How can you be good in all the fields? It requires time management also. If you are not a good manager of time, you will not be a successful man. You cannot handle so many pressure at a time. And if you are not handling your pressures well, you will go down and you will get lost in the crowd. And you see, India is such a big country. We have 149 crore of people. They are contesting. There are few seats, many people. So for that, you have to outshine. You have to be different from the crowd. And how you become when you can bear the pressure of anything. That I'm telling you, I'll give you one example. When I was ASP in Haridwar, so one of my senior, he called me. He told me that there is a gangster. He is here and he is there in Roorkee. I was there in Roorkee. So he is there. He is there because he should be produced in front of the board. But what is he doing there? He is sitting somewhere. There was a hotel and he was sitting there and taking meals, and however, the policemen who took him to Haridwar, they were also there with him, and they were also enjoying their meals in a very good hotel. So my senior told me, what are you doing? I said, okay, let me handle it. I was in CVs, I was not in uniform. So I said, okay, I'll go. I'll see myself. So I called my SHO that I am going, and this is the gangster. He is sitting there in the hotel and enjoying the meal. But he was supposed to be in the lockup at that time. So I went there. And the information was right. He was enjoying his meals, and the policemen were also sitting there. They were also eating food. And I was in a belief that my men are behind me. So what I did, I started scolding him. How dare you can have meals just like free men? So he was double the size of mine. So I asked him, what are you doing here? When I turned back, my men were gone. They were also afraid of him. He is a big gangster. I'll not take his name, but he is a gangster. So, what shall I do at that moment? So I was in dilemma what to do. I just said, okay. Because I had the power of uniform with me, I just grabbed him with the collar and I took him out of that hotel. And everybody who was sitting there, because everybody knew that man there, they started laughing. And he was double the size, it was very difficult for me to drag him out of the hotel. When I dragged him out of the hotel, he just fell down and he held my legs. What he thought that today I would be encountered by this man. He understood that he is a policeman. I was in civis. What I was wearing a shirt and a jeans with basketball shoes. So he thought that today he'll encounter me. My men, they were nowhere. I was like, where are my men? The SHO, he didn't turn up. And he is holding my leg. And he was big, he was huge. He was saying, no, I'll not go. And it was right at the bus stand. The hotel was situated in the bus stand. So he had my legs. So after 10 minutes, the police jeep came. And for 10 minutes he was holding my legs because he was afraid of his life, that he'll kill me today. I will be encountered by him. Then one of my sub-inspector came who was known to him. So the sub-inspector told the man, the gangster, that his ASP sir will not encounter you. Because he also came, because by seeing the scene, he could easily understand that this man is afraid of encounter today. So he could. Why I am sharing this story with you, that this happens with all of you, and it will happen with any one of you, that when you think that people will support you, nobody will be there. You have to handle your things yourself. So make this a motto of your life, that whatever will happen in my life, there is me and myself who has to face it. And you should face it. That will enhance your personality also. That will enhance your courage level also. I'll share one more incident. I was SSP Nainital, and what happened when I was SSP Nainital, there were series of murders took place. It was like many movies are made on such murders. So 3 double murders happened when I was SSP Nainital. And my seniors were like, it's your baby. And I said, yeah, it's my baby. So I'll handle whatever will happen, but I'll handle. The same thing happened with my juniors. They were like, with open mouths, sir, but said, we know. So I said, see, I could have said, even I don't know what to do. But at that time, because my seniors are saying it's your baby, my juniors are saying what to do. So at that time, at that moment, you have to guide them, even though you don't know what to do. I don't know who killed them, but I have to guide them. I cannot be a leader without any vision, without anything, without any opinion. I said, okay, we'll handle it. You'll get them. So I assigned them task. So the second thing, That I have apparently learned that day कि you have to handle your own pressures, and I said okay, it's my baby. And to my juniors also, I never scolded my juniors, and throughout, even I was SSP Dehradun also, but I never scolded my juniors. I took the responsibility on myself and I handled the pressure also. Now, series of double murders happened here because public furore will also be there. So I was expecting that people will come on road, but because of interpersonal relations, nobody came on the street. And my DGP was like, nobody came on the street. I said, sir, till date nobody has come. And Nainital has a history that if some small incident happens there, people will come on the street and they raise slogan against the police. But that was the one occasion that nobody came. And nobody tried to encash it. So interpersonal relations. Then I realized that interpersonal relations matter a lot. See, though I have no friends, but I have interpersonal relations, how we can develop interpersonal relations. See, when I came here, so brother also asked me that people, they don't have, even the students, you just teach them how to develop interpersonal relations. See, once somebody comes to you for help, just try to help him. Irrespective of whether he is known to you or he is unknown to you, if he has come to you and he wants some favor from you, just do the favor. You will earn the respect of that man. And knowingly, unknowingly, if something comes to you, you'll realize that day that you have earned men. And earning men is very difficult. How you can earn? You can earn when you communicate with people, when you know about people. I tell you, a man came to me, so he was telling me, I have read this book, I have read that book, and he has named me so many authors. And he asked me, how many of these books you have read? I said, I have read none, because I am not in the habit of reading books. Then he asked me, then how you survive? I said, I read people. So he was like, you read people? Yeah, I said, yeah, I read people. Because as a policeman, as a police officer, I generally meet around 50 to 60 people every day. So I read 50 to 60 people a day. And you are talking me about 10 authors. So I am much more read than you. Because I have read many people, so I have read many books. Because these books are authored by whom? These books are authored by individuals. And you see, if you read books, so if you read a particular author, his vision will be on a particular thing, that he is a fiction writer, he is this writer, he is that writer. So see, if I have met lakhs of people, so nobody is alike. So I have read 1 lakh books. So this is what you should also develop, and this will help you in making connections, in making interpersonal relations. Even the teachers also, you can learn from your teachers. Sometimes we feel that teachers are there to just pull our legs, and we hate our teachers when we are in school, same in college also. And then once we get into service, we hate our seniors. So seniors are always scolded, teachers are always scolded, because that's how, because nobody likes to have somebody superior to him on his head. But we should be there in that situation, and we have to face these situations. I was talking to the brother that sometimes you have positive thoughts in your mind, but there are people who will not allow you to implement even those positive thoughts. Then you have to make them realize that what their point of view is and how you are going to implement. You try to influence him, because that's how you can do good things to the masses. I'll give you one example. What happened in Nainital, there was too much of congestion. That's a good thing or bad thing that I stayed 2.5 years there in Nainital. So the traffic was really a big problem there. So My seniors used to ask, manage traffic. The people, they wanted that the vehicle should park in front of their houses. So I was in dilemma how to handle it. On one side there are people, the other side there are seniors. Senior want that you implement whatever, even if it is not friendly to the public. I said it's very difficult because I am answerable to the public as well as to my seniors. Now the third player came into play. The third player was the Honorable High Court. They asked me to come in front of the court. I said, okay. Now the third pressure will be also there. Then I said to the court, in front of the court, I said, okay sir, I'll give you a plan and I implement it. But then you have to support me. There will be criticism of the plan also, but I adhere to the plan and you have to support me. Then I made the traffic plan of, and then it always strict, and I made 3-tier traffic plan. And that traffic plan is still adhered to. Whoever is going to manage that, he is adhered to that plan, and that plan is now sacrosanct. Even the High Court appreciated it, and the High Court passed on a judgment, and they wrote my name also in the judgment that he made this plan, and this plan is workable and it should be implemented. So why am I telling you this? That I took help of the Honorable High Court to implement my ideas, though I was a bit criticized by local people, but it was liked by the tourists who visited Nainital. So at times, you have to go to implement positive thoughts. To implement something which is positive, workable, you have to take support of people. And support of people you can only take when you are good in terms or when you can influence others. And influencing others is a very difficult task. Because you see, criticism is always open. Nindak niyare rakhiye means criticism, you should be open to criticism. That's how your plan will be better. People criticize planners that they plan sitting in AC rooms and then they implement those plans. So it's always good to know the terrain and then implement the plan. To know the people that implement the plan and take help from others to implement the plan. Take positive criticism, take into consideration and implement it. That's what interpersonal relations is all about. That's how you can communicate. Communication skills are required for making interpersonal relations, for making yourself understood. If you don't have communication skills and if you want to do something, your ideas will be here and it will be here for forever. So if you want to implement, these things you have to develop, and these are the nurseries, these boarding schools, they are nurseries for it. How? I went to Tamil Nadu because one of my relatives is placed in Tamil Nadu. When I went to Tamil Nadu, I was got unaware that nobody understands Hindi there. So then I realized I must know Tamil also. But it's very difficult to learn a language. So I said, okay, but I have to get something because I have to connect with the people. So at least I must know some lines. So I'm telling you, brother, what I learned Tingeva from here. I learned Pani Tanir. I said Tanir. Sapad means food. Tanir means Pani. So that I learned. And it was my mistake that I went to Tamil Nadu and I don't know ABCD of Tamil. That's how I'm telling you, it's very easy to criticize languages. But to learn language is very difficult, and I am telling you, learning language is always good. You intermingle in people if you know the language. If I'll come here in North India, I can speak Hindi and intermingle anywhere. If I know English, I can go to Britain or US, I can intermingle with them. But if I go to China, I have to learn Mandarin. So, you must learn languages also to interact. So, if your brother asks you that please, I speak this particular language in this school, so he is giving you opportunity. Don't think it otherwise. I am very comfortable in Hindi, but I am giving you lecture in English. Why I am doing that? It will polish my language also. So, the same thing is correct with you also. It will polish you. It will make you understand and make you speak one more language. So whatever rules are made by the school, just follow it. And learning a language will not make you a British citizen. You will be an Indian citizen who is well versed in English. So the same thing is correct everywhere. If you go to Chennai, here speak Tamil. My mama is there in Tamil. He is there in Tamil Nadu. I was telling him he is Commissioner of Police Chennai. He speaks such a good Tamil. So he learned Tamil because he wanted to survive there. And I am like, he knows one more language than me. So whenever he comes, he says, Janmejaya, you speak in Tamil to me. But I know Garhwali, I know English, I know Hindi, but I don't know. So he has one upper hand than me. So the same thing, try to learn. I am not telling you just to learn Tamil. I am trying to tell you that learn as much languages as possible. And again, I am coming back to time management. I have heard a valediction lecture of one of the admirals who is giving lecture to outgoing SEALs. Navy SEALs are commandos of Navy in US. What he was telling them, that time management is very much required to be a successful SEAL, successful commando. And how you start a day. Even here in the school, you start a day by making your bed. Isn't it same here, or they make their own bed? Yeah. So you make your bed. So why I am telling you why it is important to make a bed? Say, now you have whole long day and maybe a tiresome day. And once you return back to your room, you'll see your bed made. So you'll get good sleep. You'll not get irritated. You'll come tired and just sleep. Get into your bed and sleep because it's already made. So, time management comes directly from the first thing which you do in your day to make a bed. Then you go to your school. You do your studies. When I used to attend a class, I used to listen to my teachers. Why? Some of my students, some of my classmates, they used to talk amongst themselves. But I used to listen my teacher. Why I used to listen the teacher? Because then whatever he is speaking, I'll grasp it. And once I go back and do my homework, for the second time I'll do that. So it will save my time. And I'll do something else, I'll go and play cricket. I represented Team Rajasthan in cricket house when I was 15 years old. So, when I was 15 years old, I represented Rajasthan cricket team and I played with some of the most prolific run getters also. When I was in the camp in Jaipur, that was my 10th class. So in my 10th class, in March, I was in the camp and my board examinations were there. So that day I realized what to do. I was again in crossroads. I came back and wrote my 10th class examination. After that, I stopped playing cricket. I changed my focus and I gave my exam. I didn't do well in my 10th class. Then I realized that there is some mistake which I committed. So because my aim was to go into civil services and see my marks in 10th class not good. I'm sharing it with you. I got only 41 marks in mathematics. So I was like, my teachers were, oh, Janmejaya, you scored only 41 and you barely passed the exam. And that hit me here. I said, yes, you're right. And because of that 10th class mathematics marks, I was not able to take mathematics in 11th class. Because for taking mathematics in 11th class, you have to at least score 55 marks. So, though I did then as he told the guy who introduced me that I did MSc Geology, then I took PCB. And with PCB, I topped my school also. Then I topped the college also. But till date, that thing hurts me that I was not able to take mathematics in 11th class. I wanted to take maths. So, focus is required. Then I became focused. So that focus is required by you also. Focus on your goal. Focus on your aim. My aim was not to be a cricketer. My focus was to be a civil servant. If my focus would have been that I wanted to be a cricketer, I was there in the camp. But I pursued my studies and I am here in front of you. I wrote many exams also. I was selected in NDA also. I was selected in CDS also. I qualified my JRF net also. So whatever exam I wrote, I got selected. But my focus was that I will not go anywhere, I will go to civil services. Then I wrote civil services. And in civil services, I appeared for the interview when I wrote it for the first time. In my interview, I got only 135 marks out of 300 marks. And in that attempt, I could not be able to get through. So when I saw my mark sheet, I saw that I got only 135 marks in my interviews. So what to do? Because interview is not in my hand. What is in my hand? To score more in my written examination. So next year again I wrote the exam. I got selected. My rank was 83. Again I saw my mark sheet. And in my mark sheet, my interview marks were the same, 135 out of 300. But my written score was 100 marks more than my previous attempt. So I realized what is my strength. My strength was writing answers. My strength was to give my 100% in my written examination. That's how I scored well in my written examination and I got through civil services. And my rank was also good. 82 is considered a good rank. I was in top 5 in IPS. Why I am telling you is, that you develop your strengths. You know your strength, try to develop it. If you don't know your strengths, you cannot develop it. So if you are good at writing, try to write as much as possible. Practice it until you become proficient in it. So by that time, I knew that nobody can write a better answer than me. And I'm telling you, though it was my confidence, but it was exhibited in my final score sheet also and the final result also. So, second thing is know your strength. So, always know your strength, try to strengthen your strengths. Today, what I told you, I just sum up now because it's already too late for you and some of you must have slept also, few of you dozed off and fell down also. Don't fell down, sleep with your back. Don't sleep with your face down, otherwise you'll fall and you'll hurt yourself. And sum up. See, first thing which I told you is to adapt. Adapt to any surroundings wherever you go. Adapt yourself. Second thing which I told you is to focus. Focus on your aim and try to move towards your aim. Third thing which I told you, manage your time. It's required fix your priorities. Fourth thing is that you work different from the crowd. Then only you'll become successful. So that is success mantra to you. So these 4 things, if you will follow, nobody can stop you from being successful. The limited success which I got till date is by only following those rules which I had set up for myself. So set up rules for yourself, and those rules will work as checks on you to interact with you, young guys, young minds. If you have any questions for me, you are welcome. You can ask me anything which you want. I'm telling you, my father was in PSF. He was in uniform services. In my schooling days, I used to live in a campus. So I like the regimentation and regimented life which is there in a campus. It's more disciplined also, because when you wear uniform, you are visible also. Because you see, most of the movies, if you go to Bollywood or if you follow Bollywood movies, those movies which are focused on police are liked by people. So that's how I choose police services over other services, because in other services you have to be in the office all the time. You can do the work, but it will not be visible to the masses. So I wanted to be visible on road and visible to the masses also. That's why I choose this service over other services. Yeah, see, how can you read people? Nice question. When somebody comes to you, sit down. When somebody is coming to you, if you talk to him for say 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you'll try to understand how that man or that individual is. See, you'll ask something, he'll answer something. Again, you'll ask something, he'll answer something. He asks something, you'll answer something. That will give you an impression whether the man is positive or negative. First thing which you can make out is whether he is positive to ideas or negative. If he is negative, you will deal him negatively. If he is positive, you will deal him positively. Then try to ask him what he does. So he'll tell you that I do. Okay. Why you are here? Then he'll tell the reason. Why he is telling you the reason, you can make out that if he has this problem, it'll be like his personality will be like this. So that will come with experience. Once you talk to people, that will automatically will come to you. We can easily make when somebody, I'll give you one example, an anecdote from my life. One of my SO2, he had the captive one accused, and he brought him in front of me and told, "Sir, I have caught the culprit, I have caught the accused." I said, "Okay, nice. Let me ask some questions to you." I asked him one question. So the SO2 was looking at me. I looked at his impression, his facial expressions. So I got to know that he is lying. And the accused was looking at him. Then I scolded that SHO of mine and I asked the accused to go out. So expressions, facial expressions will tell you many things. Then when he talks, he tell you many things. So that comes with experience, and experience how will you gain when you talk. So it's vice versa. If you talk, you know. If you know, you'll talk. So it's both ways. So once you grow, you'll also learn it. But I think then only you know. If you know, okay, you go. Okay. If you'll not face him, then you'll not understand. You can't read people if you let him go, or you let yourself not face him. Then you'll not know about the personality whom you are facing. As my father told me that you become civil servant, I was having no idea what civil services is all about.